Wait, everyone's
I know, I just want to put it straight away.
Wait.
Cause and effect.
Wait. You would agree with me though, and I'll show you how.
No, I agree with you on cause and effect.
No, you agree with me pre-existing substance or material.
And he said to show you how.
No, I'll show. No, it's not.
But wait.
It's the same discussion.
Wait. No,
I'll show you how. Allah, because Allah, if you're saying Allah is the source, Allah is either a pre-existing substance or material.
Not necessarily.
So what would Allah be then?
What would you do?
At the end of the day, what we call substance, and here I'm saying,
Go on.
remember in the beginning how we agree,
Yes.
we can only discuss what
we know. Exactly.
Wait,
Go on.
based on what we know, what we call substance and that which we call material, both had a beginning.
Do you agree?
No.
Wait, he said no. Wait. He said no.
From a smoke?
No.
Wait. Wait. Explain.
Like I said,
Is that what that's supposed to say?
if you look,
Stay on the topic, though.
I will.
Okay, stay.
If you look at, if you go back to the most working model that Big Bang theorists say, they say the universe began to exist via a quantum fluctuation.
Heat dissipation.
So prior to the Big Bang, there was something, some kind of pre-existent substance or material, which would be energy. No, hang on. I can Google now what is a quantum fluctuation, and it will tell you a shift in energy. So energy has constantly, as far as we know, always existed. There's always been some kind of energy.
Energy.
No, but if you Google it,
Wait.
could it be wrong?
Wait. It's easy.
That's the point he's trying to
Does
make.
energy not exist within a confined compartment?
The only confined compartment.
That's a yes or no.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a yes or no.
Listen, the only confined compartment we have is the universe.
Is that what I asked you?
No, but listen to what you're.
No, but he asked you a question.
I know.
Is energy confined?
Listen, but listen to what you're asking. The only confined compartment is the universe. So the only thing we're working with is the universe. Hang on, wait, listen. Wait, please.
Outside the universe.
You can't.
That's the whole point.
You can't.
The reason I
We're
can't.
supposed to be working within the realms of what we know. Do we know anything outside the universe? Thank you. So if we're working within the realms of what we know,
Wait.
you can't speak about outside the
The
universe.
reason I can speak about outside the universe is because we know the universe started.
No,
You're basically asking us to shut our faculties.
we don't know the universe started.
That's what you're asking
We
us
know
to do.
the universe is a transformation from energy into another form of energy.
You can't
That's
say
what
that.
we know.
You cannot say that. Wait.
You don't know that.
Like I said,
You cannot.
if you look at the most workable models, they say a quantum fluctuation.
According to who?
Guys, please wait.
Scientists.
Please wait.
Could it be wrong?
Please wait.
Yes.
Let's not change this to an argument.
I could be, but I don't think I
That's what I'm trying to say. So if everyone could
No,
be
I said I
wrong,
could be.
we're no need to speak.
No, but wait.
There's a difference, you know what I'm saying?
You agreed that energy exists within a confined compartment. You also agreed that the universe is a confined compartment.
No, I didn't.
You said
No.
Did you not say that?
Sorry.
You said that.
If I said that,
So where's the opposite
if I
price?
said that, I
We
would
don't
retract it. What I'm trying to say is the only compartment
That's
we
the
know of
argument
is the universe.
Do you understand where I'm coming from?
The only compartment. We
Scientists
know
are already telling primary course trying to admit they don't know.
What do we know outside the universe, bro? What do we know?
Because they don't know, that mean it doesn't exist.
Nothing.
That's what we're
You can't find me at the edge and go to the edge and be like, oh look outside, look. You can't find outside the universe, bro. So what are you talking? You can't find it. Like, oh look, that's what's outside. We don't know what's outside. We only know what's within.
Yeah, that's right.
But we're supposed to work with what we know, though. That's what I'm saying.
Let's have a conversation there. At the end of the day, you stated that energy is within a confined compartment.
No, I'm saying
Is energy
within the universe. Within the universe.
Listen, stop saying. Listen, when you say within the universe, you're not making sense. Because when you say within, you're assuming there's a without. That's what I'm saying. You're assuming there's an outside. No, you can't say within. Okay, no, listen. No, listen. Are you within your clothes? No, are you within your clothes?
No, why you do that on purpose?
No, hold on.
You are.
No.
You do that on purpose. Stay with me then.
Okay, I'll stay with you.
Listen.
Is that outside the universe?
No. Hey, one second. I'm asking.
Yeah, because he keeps interrupting.
I'm asking you a very simple question.
Yeah, go.
Does energy exist within a confined compartment?
Listen to what you're saying.
I haven't said universe. I haven't said God.
Listen, Within the confined, there is no within. This is all we know.
Question's invalid.
There's energy.
So I'm saying it doesn't make sense because all we know is this. There is no outside. You can't say within. It's just this, bro.
Okay, wait. All right, fine.
That's all we know.
Okay, fine.
I said you haven't popped your head outside the back of the universe and be like, yeah, I've seen outside. We're in it.
The only energy that we know of exists within the confined.
The only energy that we know of exists. That's it.
Wait, hear what I'm saying to you.
The only energy we know of exists.
Hear what I'm saying to you. The only energy that we know of consists in a confined compartment.
Listen to what you're saying.
I changed the question.
Okay, what is a compartment? What is a confined compartment? What is that?
Space is a confined.
To what? Have you reached outside of it to see where the outside of it is?
The space.
How do you know it's confined? That's what I'm trying to say to you.
I'll tell you how it's
You can't go outside of space, bro. Alright, go on.
The reason I'm saying
Outer space.
that space is confined is the very term space. Does that not indicate something that is in between something and another?
Mass.
Yes. You can say that.
So if
You can say
now
that.
with that statement alone, is there a confinement?
So no. So listen.
Is there a confinement?
Yes. So answer me this.
Can we end that?
No, we can't. So find me what we're between then. Find me what we are between then. So I can call it a space. Because you said a space is something that consists between 2 points.
Yes.
Find me those 2 points for me to say there's a space. We call it exactly. It's infinity. So we call it a space.
Okay.
For our own.
You're using a territorial
For our own words to try and understand it, but we don't know that it's between a certain point and a certain point. Find me the other edge.
We're having a conversation. It's not an argument. Listen. Now, if you don't accept that the universe is confined within a space,
I don't accept that at all.
and you insist that it's infinite, may I ask you what do you base it on?
I just said to you, no one I said, we have to work within the realms of what we know, yes? Do we agree that, yeah? Okay. And we know that we haven't found the outside of space. Do you agree?
It could be wrong.
No, do you agree? Do you agree that we have not found the outside of space?
The outside of space.
So all that we're talking about exists in what?
If we are talking about
This.
if we are talking about within the realms of what we know, there is nothing to indicate that yours is correct nor mine is correct. There are both sciences to indicate either side. Is that correct?
I don't know that, no.
So you telling me there's not scientists that insist that the universe had a beginning and some that insist like yourself?
No, there's scientists that say the universe had a beginning. However, like I
So
said,
there's no default position.
no, hang on.
No, but this all I'm saying is you seem to be thinking that you have the default position of what we know.
No, I'm asking
I'm
you.
challenging that.
That's fine.
Is it fair?
But I'm asking you questions though. If we're working with the realms of what we know, what is outside of the universe, and do we know an outside of the universe exists?
According to some scientists, by the very
When they reach outside of there, I'll take their word for it.
No, it's not that.
When they go outside and say, yeah, found it, mate,
Hear what I'm saying
then I'll listen to
Hear
you.
what I'm saying to you. There are some scientists that say the universe began. You've got to understand that let me finish please.
Go on.
As human beings, we have intellect.
Yeah.
The notion of something beginning insinuates
Yeah.
that something is outside of that beginning.
No, listen. When something begins, what did it begin within? If you want to talk about within, what did it begin within? When some, because they said the universe expanded, right? Right. So the universe expanded into what?
But that's not. But you're going.
No, because space is infinite.
No, but wait.
You need a space to expand into.
No, but what you're trying to do now.
Do you not need a space to expand into?
That goes against you as well. It does.
No.
But wait.
If I start expanding,
because
my stomach starts expanding. It's expanding into a space. It can't expand into nothingness. There must be a space for it to expand into.
We get the point that you're talking about.
So space is what?
But you're still
Infinite, bro. It's infinite.
But which space?
It's all one space. What do you mean what space? All one space.
No, but listen.
Find me the second space.
You said the universe.
Listen, you said the universe.
You said the universe. He said the only thing that's combined. You said it's the universe. He said, but we don't know what's outside the universe. If the universe is always expanding, what is it expanding into?
Space. So space is always
So is there energy existing outside of that universe?
There is no outside. It's the same space.
But you just said that you.
Listen, follow your own pattern of thinking.
Do you understand it now?
Follow your own pattern of thinking.
Right.
It's clear now, isn't it? That's clear.
If something is expanding into something,
Yes.
like you said,
Yes.
then you are saying
Basic
that basically you exist within the initial thing that's expanding into something.
Right.
You accept the notion that there is a space outside of the space that you are in.
No, it's the same space.
Then why? How is it the same space?
That's what I'm saying. When you analyze it, it doesn't make sense, does it? Does that make sense?
Logically, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't, does
What
it?
doesn't make
That's what I'm
sense?
saying.
What doesn't
You've
make
got to
sense?
analyze these things, you know,
If something's constantly expanding, it suggests it's getting bigger and bigger
Yeah.
into
something else which is bigger and bigger.
right. So it's part of the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's all part of the same thing. That's what I'm saying. I tell you, there is no. I'm saying I don't.
There is a degree of a point there, but this is where
It's the same thing.
but this is where we differ.
There's just one.
This is where we differ.
There's only one space, bro.
But here's where we differ.
Only one space.
Here's where we differ. Now, what we are saying is that the thing that was before that's causing the expansion is infinite. So what the universe is expanding to is the infinite command or whatever made it expand.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
to
I hear you.
So what you are talking about is the thing that is expanding. What we are talking about is what made it expand.
Okay, so that.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Well, we have
So-
the matter.
I understand you.
Matter.
You see
Everything
that
comes from the matter.
Of course. So I'm saying, you see this thing.
You're talking about reaction, I'm talking about the
Listen,
reactor.
listen,
The cause. The cause.
When that thing, if there is a thing that caused it to expand,
Yeah.
is that thing existing in a space?
No, that thing is infinite.
Okay, it's infinite.
Yes.
Which means that would mean it's everywhere then.
No. For it to be, no. I'll tell you why it's not all the time.
Ask how, bro. Ask how.
Ask how. Without
Yeah, how?
further statements. Ask
How?
You don't understand.
Now, the reason it's not everywhere is that, look, human beings created this. They are not inside it.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
It's the same sort of analogy.
created independent
The
of the creation.
infinite that sparked the reaction, which we call universe, is not affected by it. It's outside of it.
You're going somewhere totally.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's your premise. That's your premise.
I said to you.
That's what you think.
Listen to what I said to you. Listen to what I said to you. You're talking about something else. I said, does that thing that you're talking about, is it existing in a space?
No.
How?
Because the only thing.
So that means it's what? This
I'll tell you
small?
how. I'll tell you how.
How?
I'll tell you how.
Go on.
Because space is
Yes.
what we come to know of based on our existence.
Right.
And that had a beginning.
So that's fine, right?
So, okay, but hang on.
And that had a beginning.
But hang on. Something that exists has to, as far as, remember, work within the realms of what you know. Something that exists has to exist in a space, yes or no?
Based on what
we
on the conditions.
What we know, yes?
On which
Based on what we know, yes?
Wait, listen.
On what conditions?
Wait, on what under what conditions?
Based on what we know.
No, based on our conditions as human beings. You gotta understand, we need to exist in space. That is what we have been presented with.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But just use your head.
Right.
Whatever was outside of before this finite expansion,
Right.
it doesn't have to operate within the same conditions of that which
What you created.
Right.
Do you understand
You're
what I'm
talking
saying
about
to you?
something else,
It's
like I'm trying to say.
It's like
You're talking about something totally different to what I'm speaking about.
Hear what I'm saying to you. Man created the video camera.
Yes.
For video camera to work as a video camera, it needs certain things.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I do not have to operate by that standard.
Right.
I created it.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Right.
Infinite creates space. Therefore, it does not require space.
Space. Okay, so how would you
That's maths.
hang on,
Nothing to do
hang
with
on.
books now.
Now how would you reconcile that and make that make actual sense within the realms of what we know? Because you have to
That
believe
is
that.
with the realms of what we
hang
know.
on. You have to believe that.
No, I don't.
You
It's
do.
maths.
No, you
It's
have
maths.
listen.
I'll tell you why it's maths.
Listen what I'm saying, listen what I'm saying. You have to believe that there is an entity outside of space which we don't know about. Remember, we don't know about outside of space.
What the hell is going on?
No, we don't know fully, but there are certain conclusions that we can come to. Why? Who are you talking to? Nothing, man.
Bro,
don't worry.
It's all popping up. It's all popping up. Yeah. Like I said, if we're working within the realms of what we know, right? We know that there is only one space. Yes or no?
According to science.
Just make sure
according to science. Do you agree to that?
On our conditions,
right?
On
in our realm.
Yeah, in our realm. According to science.
On our
we don't know what's out there.
We
didn't know there was a movie on all of this until we came across it.
Yeah.
There could be more out there.
Well, that was here before we was here, so.
It's not what we know. I'll tell you that.
Our knowledge.
Okay, so time on. When you speak about this thing that you don't know, do you think you're making sense?
If, here's what I'm saying to you. If the conclusions that I have come to about that something is based on an objective observation that we can all reach.
Right.
If. Now, the question is, do you accept that there is an objective observation that we can make to come to certain conclusions about that infinite source? Do you accept that there is a possibility that we could make certain objective observations to come to that conclusion?
No, I will tell you what we do know.
No, see,
don't jump in.
No, because
how do we do
see the ego thing?
You talked about ego.
Listen,
don't do ego. You're jumping now.
Listen to what you're doing now. Listen to what's going on here. We started off saying we're going to talk within the realms of what we know. Then we started talking about something that we believe in.
No,
we did.
That's
not at all. That's a statement.
What did I say? What did I say?
Wait. I'll show you how. I'll show you how.
Show me how.
I'll show you how. I'll show you.
Out of respect. Okay, fine. Listen, out of respect, can you show me how? Then throw the statement.
Okay.
Thank you.
There is only one space that we know of. Yeah? Okay, according to the working models we have, there was a quantum fluctuation and then the universe expanded. We agreed to expand, you have to have a space in which to expand into. You said this cause was outside of this space. Yeah? That's what you said. However, if you go with the model of expansion and this thing is expanding, what we are expanding into would be this thing. That's what we'll be expanding into.
Okay.
Which means all of this is actually this thing.
It's all matter.
Bro, if you expand into me, you now become a part of me and I become a part of you. Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Yes or no?
Hear what I'm saying to you.
Who said it's expanding? Come on. You said that you said no, hang on. No.
But you've heard
you said this thing.
Don't be afraid of a response.
I don't mind the response. I don't mind the response.
That's your assumptions of what you think he said.
No, wait.
Tell you what he said.
Okay, tell me then.
Wait, I think you missed the point.
He's okay, but he went ahead of himself.
Don't comment.
No, he went ahead of himself. I'll tell you what. Yes, we've said that this thing is expanding into something.
Matter.
However, we have not said that it's expanding eternally.
But we know the universe to be expanding eternally though.
Through matter. It's carrying on for the moment.
It's constantly expanding.
Can I please add
not
something?
Eternally.
Okay.
There are scientists that say we're literally contracted.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Imagine it's contraction. Imagine it's doing that. Yeah. Around it would mean there's a space. You would say there's a space around it, yes?
There's something for it to expand
So what's it expanding into? This thing you're talking about then?
Is expand?
It must be expanding into this thing that you're talking about. Meaning we're expanding into Allah, then we're expanding outside of Allah, we're expanding into Allah, which means we become part of it if we're expanding into us. Into him, sorry. Yeah, you don't accept that one, do you? You don't accept that one.
No, because you missed the point.
You don't accept it.
Okay, listen.
Because it's the only thing that makes sense. If I'm going by your logic, we must be expanding into Allah.
Can I please just add something? Now look, at the beginning, the energy we got is matter. Okay, matter. Dark matter, matter, and expanding matter, and that's what's right. We've all got that in us.
Right.
Matter.
Yes.
So that is the energy we are talking about at the beginning. Right now, listen. The matter in Latin is the mother, and that's where we all come from. The energy at the beginning is the matter.
Okay,
it is. That is the mother that we all. Right, and you try then you try to throw Allah in. From the matter, everything comes from the matter, and the matter is the mother.
Go on.
Right, and that's expanding the matter, and that's in us, the material world. So we are talking about matter.
I agree
No,
with you.
which is the mother.
I agree with
All
you.
right, and anything else is made up.
I agree with that.
Which is
Matter is the mother, and that's
energy.
what we all come from.
See, the word infinite,
It's
the word
true, though, it's
infinite
true.
Yeah.
means you cannot take out or be part of. It is infinite. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Matter.
But we also know that infinity
No, but wait.
can't actually exist.
No,
But we also know that it can't actually exist in the way we.
But why change?
But the way
why change the course of the
but we
discussion?
have to because I said
then you
because we have to
then you
work
have
within the
intention.
realms of what we what.
But wait.
No.
But why?
Do we know anything infinite?
Are you trying to steer the conversation to a particular point? Let me ask
All right, go on,
Let me
go on.
ask you a simple
go on.
question. The word infinite simply insinuates that you cannot add on or take off. Yeah? That's what the word infinite insinuates. Now, we're going to have to first of all agree on either this universe, it has to have an infinite source,
Right.
or we have
Matter.
infinite regression,
Okay.
which then wouldn't allow anything to begin.
I disagree.
Now, so what? That infinite
Because
regression
the
allows
energy
something
is
to begin?
infinite.
The matter.
The matter is infinite.
The matter is the mother. That's what I'm glad you're there now, sir.
It takes
only-
different forms,
wait.
transforms into
Wait.
another form, but it's also it's
Yeah,
a constant.
Wait. The only energy that you know of
Yeah.
is that which in this expansion. That's
Like
the
I
only
said to you
energy
before,
that you know
when you
of.
say this expansion, that's
Yeah.
the only thing we know of.
The material
But
world,
wait.
matter.
But if you accept the term expansion,
Yes.
the very term expansion
Means
you
where?
that means you have to accept the possibility of an outside of that expansion.
Right, okay.
Now,
So
if
now,
you
wait. Wait.
If you accept the possibility of an outside of that expansion,
yeah.
you cannot limit your discussion to energy alone.
Right, okay. So, if, I agree with you. If we're, like I said, I'll go back. If we're expanding into something, you say the only thing that exists outside of this expansion is Allah. Or the, or
I say
all right.
infinite.
And his pen.
I say
And the
infinite.
pen.
You say Allah exists outside of space. You don't believe that?
No, we don't believe that.
Oh, Charlie, don't.
Yeah,
don't
he's
change the
outside the
goalpost
universe.
Wait.
now. Don't change the goalpost now.
He's sitting on his throne outside the universe.
Bro, come on.
He's sitting on his arse
Let me talk to you.
all day.
Yes or no? Allah exists outside of space.
Outside of space, the only thing that exists is Allah. Yes.
Okay, so when we're expanding, what are we expanding into?
Whatever He's allowed it to, allowed it
Matter.
to be.
Matter is the mother.
I'll tell you what.
Please.
I'll tell you what.
Please,
Allah's bogus.
according to your own
said that.
criteria.
No, you said it.
No,
No, you did.
according to your
Because you
own
said Allah.
criteria, if we are expanding,
Why are you relying on
what
tone?
are we expanding into?
Hear what I'm
I
saying.
want to hear you say it.
Hear what I'm saying to you. All we know.
We're expanding into Allah. I'll say it for you.
Why?
No, back into the matter.
Listen,
Because that's what.
Expanding into
Because
the
Yeah, Allah is
Sarah,
all.
you do that.
Expanding into the mother.
Allah exists outside
Sarah,
of space.
Back into the
If
mother.
why are you talking
But all,
to everyone?
she's
Why are
all.
you talking to
Which is
everyone?
Allah as well.
expanding.
Why are you talking to everyone?
You'll be expanding into Allah,
That's why you go to the mall.
which means we now become a part of Allah. Yes?
Allow it, bro, man.
Because when they became a part of all, that's all it is all.
Please wait. Listen.
That's all Allah is all.
We've agreed that you cannot add on infinity. We've agreed to that. So stop this discussion that we're expanding into Allah.
Why?
Because Allah is infinite and you cannot add on infinite.
Or take away.
Or take away from infinite.
But you said he's outside of space though.
But but wait. You know what I'm saying?
No, but
Yes,
you've also
he's-
agreed to that logic.
He's outside.
That
Wait,
you can't
he's
add on to
saying if I-
infinite and you can't take
so-
away.
So that's the first.
So once you've accepted that-
and the
Yeah, but
expanding
he's not
into
going to,
that.
we don't know.
But wait,
But he's a
but wait, please.
let's
Wait.
No conversation.
Wait.
Go on.
So there's no point saying expanding into infinity because we know that's not possible.
No. Listen.
Can you expand into infinity?
Can you understand the logic? What I'm saying?
I can, but first follow my trail. I just want to make sure that we get certain things to bed. Can you expand into infinity?
I don't know. I'm gonna say I don't,
Can you add on infinity?
I don't know.
Do you have English problems? What the hell?
Because infinity is
Someone
a
help
concept.
me out here.
Because infinity is a concept.
What is the concept
What is
of
the
infinity?
concept though?
That it's full,
Constant.
constant.
Forever.
What does the word constant insinuate? That you can't add on it or take away from it. It's
Okay.
constant.
Okay.
So do we accept
No, but
that?
do you accept that?
So do you accept that?
I accept that infinity, the only thing we know
Matter.
to be constant, is matter.
which is the mother.
So now you wanna decide what is infinite.
Yeah, the matter.
So now what you want to do is, instead of discussing what can be infinite, you want to decide the only
thing we know of. That's what I'm trying to say.
Science has decided the matter is the runaway universe.
The only thing that we know of, because you've accepted the very term expansion.
Yeah.
So you accept outside of this universe.
No, like I said to you. Listen. I accepted outside of the universe based on your parameters. Like, and I said, and I'll go back to what I said before. No one has gone outside, peek their head out and say, yeah, there is an outside, guys. I said to you, there is one space.
Okay, fine.
One space. And I've said that from the beginning. There is one space. And if there is only one space, then everything that exists within that one space. You are now separating the space and saying that there's an outside. And I'm saying, if there is an outside.
No, there has to be.
If there is an outside.
There could be if it was.
What we're expanding into would be what you class as Allah.
No,
because it's infinite. You can't add on or take away. Right, is Allah infinite? Is Allah infinite? Right, well he's talking about infinite.
But he's
outside infinite.
The only thing outside of space is what?
You can't listen. Outside. What I'm not. Wait. Listen. Just wait.
Is Allah outside? Yes. What we expanding into?
No, if he created space, do not create what we expand into. Please, you can't expand into him because it's infinite.
If you say you can't explain it, let's just say you can't explain it. That's what I'm saying.
No, but you're lodging it though. You're completely trying to dismiss it. No, but you're completely dismissing logic.
Listen, hear me out, please. We have to have a common ground. We have to eliminate certain points as we go by. Because we can't keep going back. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Now, premise
no, we have
one.
To keep going around.
No, but we can't, because then you're going to use everything. Premise one.
No, but once you agree on something, you have to move on.
No.
Because you're going to have to give me your...
Because everything is in that cycle.
I got it. Listen.
Everything is cycle.
Listen.
And that's what you can't understand.
That's a statement. What you keep doing is you keep throwing statements without backing them up.
I'm showing you everything that exists that we know of is energy.
Again,
everything.
Atom and matter.
Again, hang on. Another statement.
No,
I'm going to say another statement. I'm going to say another statement.
Matter is in everything.
Everything
Is the sun round?
No,
Is the sun round?
I'm going to explain though. That's what I'm going to explain.
Right, exactly. Right. The material
you said
no, what I know. Guys, we came from the darkness, which is the matter.
Please, man.
Nobody knows.
Like I said,
the story,
everything comes from a pre-existing substance, and everything that we know of is energy.
Exactly.
Everything comes from a pre-existing substance.
Listen,
and everything that we know is energy. Hang on, I'm going to explain.
We're not there.
No, but we are there.
No, that's not what we are.
We are there.
We're stuck at infinity. That's what we are.
No, but you're talking about infinity.
You're sending us back.
Listen,
I'm thinking you're not.
hang on.
I don't think
you know you're right. No, we know we come from the
Everything we
darkness.
know exists. Everything is matter.
The light comes from the
Everything that
matter.
we know of
No, but we know what's right.
This is everything
And we
that we
know
know
what's
exists.
wrong.
We
I
can't
know
find it
what's
outside of it.
wrong. I know
If we
what's
talk
right.
about what's outside of it, you're talking about something, but you're now accepting that if we're expanding into the thing outside of it, we're not expanding into what you're saying. We're expanding into something else. And I would ask you, what is that something else we're expanding into then?
What's happening here is before I even discuss what is outside of this universe that we know of, you get annoyed by the very fact that someone dares to actually even entertain the idea that there is something outside of this universe.
No, I'm saying,
however,
I don't mind you entertaining it,
no, but
you have to show me how.
And run around with it saying it's facts.
Okay, fine.
That's the problem.
I don't mind entertaining it. I entertained it for the sake of this argument.
Okay, fine.
But no one's still gone out there and saying, alright, there's outside there, guys.
Okay, listen. Now, if all you and I, again, going back to what you said about we can only talk about what we know of, right?
Right.
If all you and I know about is cause and effect, is there any particular reason you are assuming that this universe goes against the only thing you've ever known, which is cause and effect, and then all of a sudden this universe has no cause? How did you come to that conclusion when you've never experienced it?
Hang on, cause and effect is one, and also transformation is another, and also everything coming from a pre-existing substance and material is a third thing. There's not just one thing. You can't just say, oh, cause and effect, and that's it.
No, but separate discussions.
They're not.
Point one. Wait a minute. Point one.
They're not separate.
I'll tell you why they're separate.
They're the same thing.
I'll tell you why they're separate.
Go on.
Point one. within this universe.
Keep saying within.
Because that is what you know of, and that's what you want to discuss. So I'm using
Well, then
that
show
analogy.
me without. Show me outside.
Bro, can you let me talk?
Go on.
Now, I'm gonna go with your analogy now. If I am to go by how the only thing that you can know of, which is cause and effect, all I'm
One of the
asking.
things. That's one of the things.
No, but transformation is still cause and effect.
No. Transformation
It's still cause
is
and effect.
transformation.
Huh?
Transformation is
Let's not be
transformation.
around the bush, guys.
Cause and effect, because this is what you're doing.
Comes first.
Cause and effect,
And then
you go
transformation.
back to
That's what he's
an
saying.
initial cause. You go back to a singular initial cause, so it started somewhere. Yes? Transformation is continuous. So you and I see things differently from the quote unquote beginning.
All right.
There's always been a transformational stuff going on. You're saying there was one thing,
Okay.
and then that one thing.
I've accepted it.
Okay.
Hear what I'm saying to you. So what you are saying now is that you do not accept the cause and effect. You believe that everything transforms.
Right. But
Is that?
yes.
It should be pretty easy.
Yes. However.
You're gonna give me a speech?
No, but however, cause and effect is within the transformation. Do you understand?
Huh?
You're separating cause and effect from transformation and everything coming from an existing
No,
substance.
I get that cause and effect is within the transformation. By the very term
This might be the call.
transformation,
Yes, of course.
by the very term transformation,
by the bell.
obviously you're saying, obviously there's a cause and effect in there. You didn't need to. That was totally unnecessary. Bottom line. So what you're saying is everything transforms.
Yes.
That's your reality.
From one form to another.
That's your reality.
Am I wrong?
No, I haven't got
Ray,
it. That's, I haven't got it. That's your reality.
Come on.
Now, is there an initial point
No reality about Ray.
from where everything transforms from?
Nope.
Or does everything transform?
Not that we know of.
Let me finish. Let me.
Mate, I'm gonna have to take the gold, bro.
You gonna let everyone down?
I know.
I'm sure she'll
But when
still
the
be
woman
yours,
calls, you
bro.
gotta answer the phone. Go on.
You might be in a
For the
better
effects
position.
will be boom, no dinner.
Go on. Do you know what I mean?
Now, check this out. Now,
If it
are
rings
you,
one more time,
if,
I'll
you,
go.
are you, if you're saying that everything transforms,
You lot are trying to get me in trouble.
if you're saying that everything transforms,
Yeah.
it's either one or the other. There's either an initial point which everything transforms from, or everything transforms from what it is.
Like I said to you, everything
Is there
always
another point?
existed in one way, shape, or form.
Don't give me speech.
That's it.
No.
Everything's always existed.
But I'll put it to you in two. Is there
What
another?
are you saying, sir? Sorry.
Yeah.
You might have to take over.
Lavoisier has a son who said that nothing is being created nor destroyed.
I know that's where he was heading.
And that hasn't been
Infinity.
disproved.
I'm not necessarily. I am not against that. But what I'm trying to get him to tell me is that either trees has always been infinitely trees and they've been giving birth to trees after trees. And
No, it wasn't.
Or there
In
is,
another form.
or there is an initial point from in the very
Yeah, they was grown by the sun.
from which
There's no initial
from which,
point.
But okay,
I'll tell you why.
If we say there
Because
isn't an
everything that
initial
exists in
point,
the tree
then
exists
wait,
out there.
Listen. If we say there is an initial
And everything that
point,
exists out there exists within you.
come on, man.
I'm saying you're
Right.
because
Let me talk.
All right, go on. Go on.
If we say that there is no initial point, then do you not then fall into infinite regression?
No. Infinite transformation.
Infinite transformation.
Infinite transformation.
Now, is infinite transformation?
Constant transformation.
Now-
that we can't find the beginning point of.
Now, when you say,
And no end of.
how do we observe infinite transformation? How do you
We're
come to
observing it right now.
We are observing.
We're studying matter.
That's
No,
right.
no, but you're only observing. How old are you? Whatever, say
young.
whatever. You're only observing
Yeah.
however long you've lived. How dare you call it infinite?
No, because before him, have observed.
People have been observing for generations, thousands of years, mate.
So how does someone within a time come to the conclusion that which it has seen within its time is infinite?
And so on
How?
and so on.
Yeah, how? Still within its
Do you know
time.
what's going to happen?
How?
A million years from now, someone's going to say the exact
Without
same
me-
thing that you're saying.
What do you mean?
And you're going to be like, and they're going to be like, how do you know? And they're going to be like, well, a million years from now, we're having the same conversation.
Is that an answer to my question?
No, I'm trying. What I'm trying to say to you.
You chirps me.
No.
Answer my question. Don't just sidestep me.
What I'm trying to say to you is.
Don't sidestep.
I'm not. What I'm trying to say to you is, as far as we know, yeah.
No, you don't know. If you tell me,
you haven't heard what he's got to say yet.
Wait a minute.
About what he knows or what we know.
As far as you know,
you jumped the gun already.
As far as we know, everything is transforming from one form to another. That's as far as we know.
But we don't know that it's infinite.
As far as we know, that's what we can observe.
But you can't observe that it's infinite.
No, as far as we know, that's what we can observe. That's what we're observing.
It's going on forever.
Is everything transforming from one form to another?
Yes, but you're not observing that it's infinite.
Okay.
Can you accept that?
I can accept that.
Fine.
Now what?
So why do you insist that transformation must be infinite? Unless that is the faith itself.
Because energy, when you study it, cannot be destroyed. No, because energy cannot be...
religion versus religion.
Because energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Huh?
Energy cannot be created or destroyed. First law of thermodynamics.
Based on the space that it exists and that which we also existed.
Okay, and what's the only one space that we have?
This space.
Exactly, so what are you talking about?
But I'm not discussing space. I'm discussing infinite. That's the difference. And by the very term space, it insinuates an infinity. Because without an infinity, you cannot have space.
Space is mass, which is matter.
Okay, right. Okay,
yeah, space is mass, which is matter.
Now what?
Yeah, but I'm saying
when you go to mass, it's considered mother.
So now what are we? It's agreed that space is infinite. Is that we just agreed?
No, we agreed that for space to exist, it must be infinite for it to exist.
And what is that infinite?
Yes, you can. Huh?
And what is the infinite?
First, will you even consider the possibility? Then we can discuss that.
Space is infinite. That's what I consider. The energy that exists is infinite. That's what I consider.
With all due respect. With all due respect. Wait. That is easy. This is easy. With all due respect.
As far as we know, though.
This is easy. No. You ruined yourself.
As far as we know,
bro. The word space insinuates that which is between point A and point B.
Like I said, we use the word.
That cannot be infinite.
Listen, we use the word space based on our understanding. Because if I asked you to show me point A and point B, can you show me it?
That's a separate question.
No, it's not. You're saying space is something.
Point A is not.
No, listen. Let me say. Listen. You said space is something that exists between point A and point B. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. However, if you say we exist within space, you can't show me point A or point B, can you? So is it right to call what we exist in space? Like I said, we call it space based on on something that we need to say.
The reason we
something that we need to say. However, we can't find point B and point A and say, yeah, there it is. Yeah, we exist between those 2 points, guys.
I'll give you this.
We can't find it.
I'll give you this. According to scientists, and I know you don't like. I'll let you go. And I know you don't like the Big Bang Theory, but
I don't mind it.
But
it's a workable model.
But the one model that we currently most scientists use is that the universe is expanding. And just understand, the word expansion insinuates something outside of it.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Fine.
No.
That's literally all it is.
She says we're expanding. Don't say anything else. She's not saying anything else.
But hang on.
She says we're expanding.
If you accept expanding, you have to accept infinity.
And it's expanding into
I'll tell you why. The
expanding might not expand.
That's a simple.
What are we expanding into?
Fall back in itself.
At this particular moment,
space.
No, it's getting bigger. Right, but if the thing is, it might come back in on itself. That's what we're saying.
You still can't find the edge of space. So if we're expanding into a space and we are within space, it's all the same bloody space.
I'll tell you what. I'm trying to say. I'll tell you what.
If it was in a box, we'd be able to expand
into a space.
That's what
right. Okay.
I'll give you that.
Is it the same space?
Check out what mass is.
So how many spaces are there?
How can it be the same space?
It's got to be the same space.
So because find out what mass is moronic, and he'll tell you.
All right.
Matter can be the same space.
Mass is matter.
But I'll let you go.
We're expanding into Allah.
But that doesn't work. I just want to say
there's only one space.
Just one thing.
You can't find me the edge of either one of the spaces.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if you accept the word expansion, you cannot avoid what that insinuates. It's up to you to either logically use your brain. Look, if there is a space, can it come from another space? Then you come to, can it come from another space? And then you're going to continue forever. Now, mathematically, you would not have this space if you're going to continue forever. So therefore you have to have an infinite point that does not operate within the same construct as this space. It's maths. You don't have to read any book for that.
Okay, but that.
Do you accept that? You don't have to read a book for that.
Yeah, maths is from the matter.
But that thing you're talking about, you're telling me it didn't exist within a space.
It can't.
So that's what I'm trying to say. That is a Fasuzi Fasazi, bro.
No, it's not.
There is. It's a Fasuzi Fasazi.
Just use maths.
It's not. Listen.
Look, maths.
So we're now talking about
You have
something.
three possibilities.
No,
but this is
we're
silly.
talking about something you can't even comprehend.
You
can't even comprehend something existing without a space.
Give me 2 minutes.
Shall we sum up? Shall we sum up?
We'll sum up.
It's getting hot.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah? I have not discussed Quran with you. I have not discussed Islam with you.
Right.
This is just pure maths now.
Right.
Now, if you're going to tell me that what created space exists within a space, then would it be fair for me to ask you then what created that? Since it existed in space.
It would be fair.
Then do you know what would happen? Infinite regression. Now, if you have infinite regression, can you have something?
No.
So why are you avoiding maths?
I'm not avoiding it.
What is the only thing you're left with?
I'm not avoiding it.
Wait. If you have avoided that, if you have come to that conclusion, what is the only other possibility mathematically?
Loads of possibilities.
Mathematically,
Hang on.
I'm asking you.
I'm showing
what is the only possibility?
Like a Rubik's Cube.
That the same thing that exists has always existed, and we are part of that same thing that has always existed.
I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you. Depending on, you're going to have to justify part for me. Because when you say part, are you saying that infinite is now lacking, or with you with it, it's now extra? Because that's what part.
It's one.
No, but then you can't be part.
Of course I can be part.
See, the word part, listen. The word
Part comes from particle.
Exactly.
Right, and we're all part of the particles.
But hear what I'm saying to you.
That's why you get part one,
Hear what
part two.
I'm saying to you.
Particles, my
Hear what I'm
friend.
saying to you.
We're all part of the particles.
Please hear me out.
The parcel.
Why throw statements? I thought I was the religious guy.
Yeah, you are, but we're clever as well.
Apparently,
Are we
it's the
part of
religious
Allah? Are we part of Allah?
No.
Allah is all.
No.
All right.
We're all part of Allah.
I'll tell you
We
what.
have to be part of Allah. Allah exists.
I'll tell you what we
We have
can't
to
do.
be.
I'll tell you what we can't do.
We come from it.
I'll tell you what we can't do.
Same thing we
I'll
come
tell you what we can't do. Don't avoid intellect for the sake of your feelings. Can you add anything on infinite?
Stop asking me that question.
Because it's logic. Why are you avoiding it?
I'm not even avoiding it.
Because you
I'm
want
not
to feel
avoiding
better.
it.
Is it feelings?
Like I said to you.
Is it feelings?
No.
Can you add on infinity?
Everything
Answer
is,
me then.
Listen.
Can you add on infinity?
Everything is one.
You preach it to me again.
I like that.
Answer me a simple question. This is logic. Can you add on infinite?
I asked that question about 20 minutes ago. You
Then
said
why-
we agree we can't
then
take
why-
from it and we can't add to it. The meaning is one.
So how can you say we're part?
Listen.
How can you say we're part?
Listen.
We're all part of the
Meaning,
matter.
it's one, yes?
God is
Matter
one,
and
yes.
atom.
Okay, so
He's one.
if we are we part of that?
But it depends on what you mean by part.
Tell it I'm gone.
We're all part of nature.
Find out what you mean by part.
It's nature, the natural world.
That don't make sense.
You are saying
we have to be a part of it.
We're part of the natural
If there's
world,
only
the
one,
natural process.
we are a part of that one,
You're
and
relying
it is
on
a part of us.
You're
That's
relying
what I'm
on-
trying to tell you, bro.
The reason that will not work.
You come from the
reason
matter,
you're
the
trying to
mother, and you're part of that one.
Separate yourself
He wants it.
from the thing that is one that made you.
How do we know about Allah then? If he's separate from us, how do we know about it?
You continue. No, because I want to.
I just want to say one thing.
Go on.
I personally, it would feel great to say, be a part of that one,
Yeah.
la 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 la. But what do you want me to do with the logical fallacy of you cannot add on infinite?
But we are part.
How can you be part? How could you
We
be
are
part of
part of
it?
the
You can't add on. Again, if you can't add or take away, how can you be part?
It constantly exists.
Because we are it, we are it, we are it. We are it, my
It
friend.
exists.
No,
we are it.
It does.
It is us.
No,
we
it
are
exists.
it.
No.
It's not separate from us.
You was on it last night.
It goes around and around.
You
and
think
around
you're
and
it
around
because you
and
are
around.
it.
That's it. Can I
So
ask
we're
you a
gonna
question?
change.
That's it.
So we're gonna change the definition of infinity to feel better.
No.
That's what we're gonna do.
We don't know the entire definition of it. We don't know the entire definition. Did Allah not make us? Did Allah not make us?
He did, yes.
Now we separate from the Creator.
No, but I didn't say we're we're separate neither. That's what, see, that's what it comes.
Oh, there was my confusion.
I didn't say we're separate. I didn't say we're separate. It's just that when you say we are part, it insinuates a few stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You'll start having little gods walking around.
I don't recall.
Do you get the point?
Let me ask you a question.
Do you get the point I'm making?
We are both from reality.
The tree is like a god. Feeds us.
You see?
Gives us oxygen.
We'll have little
Yeah, but they are like gods.
No.
Yeah, but they are.
Because there's
They are like gods. The sun's like a god.
As far as I know. What did he create from?
You see, I love that you said that.
I love that.
No, I really do. But I beg you, all I ask is for just open your mind, alright? When you say, alright, fine, I didn't mean that in a disrespectful way. When you say, what did he create that from? Are you not applying our standards?
I don't know.
By that, what I mean is, in order for you and I to create anything, we need to create material to create with.
I wouldn't say create material. It has to already be there. There's a reason why I've said, what did he create from?
I know,
as opposed to when you said little god. There's some, I'm going somewhere with it.
I hear what you're saying, but get my point.
You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but hear my point. My point is, I know exactly what you're saying. This is a lot of people stuck in this. When you say, what did he create from, you are looking at it from the lens of a human being. And the lens...
Is there any other way?
Hear what I'm saying to you. There is, and I'll tell you why. The reason I'm saying that to you is, in order for you and I to create something, we need material to create it. You understand? Now, the question is, if this is how you and I operate, does that necessarily mean that the infinite creator of even the materials of which we create from operate by the same standard? It wouldn't even work, and I'll tell you why it wouldn't work. I'll tell you why it wouldn't work. If there was stuff for him to create from, that means that either A, he's not the only thing infinite, or that there was stuff there before him.
Okay, what I was getting at
do you see my point?
He wouldn't be the creator then.
He wouldn't be the creator if there is stuff for him to create from.
You answer my question.
No, but you agree? Yes.
I'm going somewhere
now.
with it.
My creation's already inside me.
Let me add one thing. I want to add one thing and I let it go. One thing and I let it go.
I want you to answer the question.
I will.
Go ahead.
Now, in order for us to create something,
something has to be there.
Something has to be there, and then we create something, and then we call it something.
Yes.
Now, the way the originator of it all works, he says a thing, then it appears.
Right.
So it's opposite from us.
Right. So
magic, magic.
We make it. I take
like magic. I want to make Donald's burger. There it is, magic.
Listen,
you remember my
it's magic, isn't it?
You remember my question?
I remember your question, but listen. I remember your question.
Magic. We're talking about magic now.
Please wait.
Hold on. What was my question again?
I remember your question, and I will go there. It's all in the... I'll answer. Now, it's funny he called them magic. Now, before iPhones were created, had nobody seen them, they would have called them magic.
Yeah, it is like magic.
Wait. Fair enough. Before they existed,
It's made from the matter, Ma.
Anything before we know of it, it is magic. Someone makes it, gives it a name, and then it is no longer magic. Now we make something and then we give it.
Starting to see why Sarah left. I've waited 10 minutes for an answer
there will be coming. No, there is.
Oh, come on, man.
There is. Now,
because what is happening? I can't even go from there.
Next 2 minutes, I'm done. Next 2 minutes, I'm done. Now, we make something, then we give it a name. Now, the way the originator works, he names it, then it comes. So it's the opposite.
Let me say this: the originator creates.
Yeah, he
we make because it's already there.
Yes, right. You said it's from.
I was for the sun.
From.
Now, he made it from his own intellect, wisdom, however way he knows. We cannot know. His power.
So we don't know.
His power.
So from nothing then?
Yes, his power. Definitely from nothing. Definitely.
So did he create the matter then?
Huh?
Matter.
No.
He created
No,
everything.
he's actually on point for a change.
He created everything.
on point.
He created everything that we know of.
He's on point.
No, the matter did. Everything we know came from the matter. You're saying that?
matter itself
No, but
was
that's just a
Matter
guess.
itself had a
It was
beginning.
Allah.
Would you agree that Allah is a constant
Yes.
and that he doesn't move?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But we do.
Yes.
So in a sense, we're the opposite.
You're the opposite. Yes.
Does he know we exist?
Yes.
And we know he exists,
Some of us.
despite space and time separating us. So how do we? Obviously, he's our creator, so he knows we exist. How do we know he exists?
He planted in us ways to come to know his existence.
Right. So why do you guys say that he's outside time and space?
Because we know time and space began.
Oh, I see. So he created the time and the space. For what reason?
For us to exist.
So before, there's no time and no space.
See, I don't want to sound like I'm preaching.
No, I like what you're saying.
The reason I'm saying there was no time and no space is because time, the very notion of time, there is a beginning of it.
Okay.
In the very notion of space, there is a beginning and an end.
Okay, I'll disagree with about the time, because time is relative to us. But the space, I'll agree with you, because it's actually a physical thing. Whereas time is
Time is measured by the sun, which is but time is measured by the sun, which is a physical thing.
Did you want to say
Let's have that one in.
No, I'm listening. He said space is a physical thing.
Gary's getting paid
Can we
every
touch it?
Sunday.
The Googler.
Every
Can we
Sunday.
touch the space? The space is amongst us now. Can anybody squeeze it with a hand?
Yeah.
that's what we're doing now?
Now, nobody can even see it. Can anybody see the space? Because every time we look at it, we see an object. We can't even see the space.
See the, see the,
But we do know it exists.
Because we can't see it.
Does it matter?
We don't need to see it.
Does it matter?
Do we need to see it?
Huh?
Do we need to see it to know
No,
it
but it's
exists?
not physical thing.
What? Space?
Gary's trolling, man. Gary, I'm telling you.
Is it matter? Is matter? What is mass, Gary? Is mass matter? Mass.
And energetic approach.
Yes. The first one energy we have is mass. Matter.
I don't mean to intervene.
No, that's fine.
You guys are fine.
He's basically said what I agree with. I don't disagree with him. What he
MC
said.
squared.
Which is matter.
Yes.
Thank you.
Can I just say one thing?
Thank you. Matter, right. It's the energy, which is the
disagreement
mother.
But it's not
that
Which is
we
the
have
mother in
with
Latin.
Yeah, but it's not
for example.
No, but we are, but you've got the material world.
Time,
It becomes physical.
But
Yeah, but it all comes from the matter, which is the mother. This is what I'm trying to...
yeah, being part of
What does MC square equal?
the reason we have a disagreement.
What is mass? What is mass?
I wouldn't
It's
say
matter.
the atomic weight.
It's matter.
No, the atomic weight.
Yeah, but you check out what is mass and tell you mass is
I
matter.
wouldn't say.
Matter is the atomic
I
weight.
wouldn't say.
How many electrons are going
Yeah,
around?
Yeah.
We wouldn't say we are part of that infinite because we cannot add or take away.
How can we be part of it? How can we be part of it if you said God isn't in time and space? You said he's outside of time and space, but we are. So how can we be a part
Could
of
I
it?
stay
We're on
with
the
this?
same
I like
side.
what he just said. Can you stay out of it? 1 second.
He's arguing with the guy on his side. I'm on your side of that. They're the ones arguing.
Oh, I've had enough.
Because I actually agree with him. I'm a different perspective. I actually agree with him.
Here,
I'm sorry.
You have to lay down.
Whoa.